Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCS Season 5, presented by a couple of different sponsors: Noah Flight, Not Normal, Godspeed, and Juice Leagues, and media partner Sideline Sports. I'm joined back with Taquito. We just saw Michigan State fall in 4 to Drexel. Now Eastern Michigan takes on Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers from Kentucky and Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Interesting series here. I actually had the Hilltoppers last season, so I'm happy to see them again. Obviously, again, all this is non-conference play right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I love the fact that we get to mishmash all the teams from across the different conferences and leagues they all play in, and I'm excited to see the Hilltoppers make a return. I haven't seen Eastern Michigan though, so this will be my first look at them. And I'm excited to see all the college teams that have participated. 176 teams this time around. It's an insane lineup, my friend.
176 schools, 185 different. So a lot to look forward to for everybody here competing for a spot. Yes, championships this spring. We're just waiting on the players to get down to the field here for Eastern Michigan and Western Kentucky.
What do you think this matchup is gonna go to? How do you feel about these guys? Western Kentucky, obviously not a large school per se in the grand scheme of things, but I like their team when I saw them last season. Do you think that Eastern Michigan has what it takes to beat them?
I've not gotten to watch Eastern play, so I don't know. I've seen Western Kentucky play a couple of different times. So I know what I'm expecting from them, but Eastern Michigan, I guess if I had to pick a winner, I'm gonna go Western Kentucky with this.
Yeah, right. Go with what you're familiar with. I gotta fill you on that one. Unfortunately, I hate to do it to any of the Eastern Michigan fans in the chat. We are gonna root for them if they win, and unfortunately, we got to call it out if they lose. But that's all right. That's how we do it. It's how it goes. It's the nature of sports and esports in and of itself. But I was obviously going to be biased moving into this, like I said, I've seen Western Kentucky play. I do want to call to the fact of the match that we did just cast. I'm just so excited that we have those caliber of teams here in our league, man. That is absolutely wonderful to see, especially starting us off here in week number 1.
That it is. We're still waiting on pop in here, but I think knowing what makes did last season, I think it's gonna be close. I think Western Kentucky wins 4 or 5, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Here is Western Kentucky. They're the favorite, but again, I don't know much about Eastern Michigan on paper wise, but I know Western Kentucky. I've gotten to see them play a couple different times. I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for this to get underway.
Absolutely, I think that's what we both are doing. Now, my question to you on around the horn as we get ready for this game, what are some other games that you've been looking for or you've been looking forward to seeing this week 1 so far? Obviously, besides the ones we have here on the stream.
Iowa State plays Michigan. I'm excited about that. And has 2 big games tonight with Old Dominion State. I'm looking for games. Texas plays South Carolina tomorrow. That's going to be a fun one. 9 o'clock Eastern, same time as Iowa State broadcast. Eye on that game. Get underway tomorrow night, but that's a big game for North Texas to prove themselves early on in the year. CSA Air Force could be close. Grand Canyon plays Akron tomorrow. Of course, the Sideline Sports Invitational this week.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that invitational. We got some players popping in here. Looks like we got Eastern Michigan with Kachow, K. Squiggly, and Prox in the lobby. So we just got to wait for the Hilltoppers to pop on in here. The Eagles have landed for what it is.
That's fun. That wins the lobby. Indeed, they have. That's the name of our food spot on campus. Texas.
Is it really? Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I forget about that because I forget that you guys are also the Eagles. I always know them as the Mean Green.
Mean Green now.
That's what I was saying. I've always known them as the Mean Green. I've always seen the logo, so I just always thought about that. And then of course I come from the other side. I'm the Comets. Whoosh. UTD not being in here feels weird. I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen UTD except for CRL, so.
Go and get down onto the field here for game number 1. Michigan State, again, just played Drexel. If you're not joining us, Drexel won that thing in 4. Now joining us here, Eastern Michigan takes on Western Kentucky in a best of 5.
Hopefully, right? Hopefully we see these guys pop on in here. We got to come up with some other stuff. What do you have it for dinner tonight, huh? We got to riff on this, man.
I don't know yet. We'll see. I
gotta
get through a 7-hour broadcast first, so I'll think about that later.
Or yeah, throw some chicky nuggies in the fryer, dog.
I'll probably order something later. But back to the broadcast. Back to the broadcast. Eastern Michigan.
Back to the broadcast. He said you don't want to talk about
Western Kentucky. Sitting here waiting on Western Kentucky to pop on in here. Series underway. Or officially 1 minute late. Hour before kickoff of Houston. That's probably the second main card night after the Drexel Michigan State game. But 2 big games for Houston. Prove themselves later here in an hour.
Man, I'll be honest, that is a series as well that I'm looking forward to. Big Houston fan as of last season. And of course, shout out my boy Flip Out over at ODU. I don't know if he's still the manager, but he was last time around. So that's a match that I hold close to the chest. Makes me sad that I'm gonna have to pick between one team or the other. But here, obviously, again, rocking with the Hilltoppers. But of course, they're late. Why is the team that I'm gonna root for just late? There we go. Talk crap about them. They show up. Big Cat, Killer Cod, DPK, popping in the lobby. The Hilltoppers have finally climbed the mountain.
Like both teams are ready to go. Game 1. Let's get things underway. Western Kentucky takes on Eastern Michigan. 2 directional G5 programs as Eastern Michigan from the MAC, Western Kentucky from Conference USA take on each other here in week 1 of CCS Season 5.
Off the kickoff, you gotta think to yourself, oh, hang on, DPK rocking the topper and the first goal. All right, buddy. You gotta be the crowd favorite at this point. Come on now.
DPK gonna find the first of the night for the Hilltoppers, but both teams' first game of the season. Both teams sitting 0-0 right now on the record, trying to get their first win. They start out on the right foot in CCS Season 5.
Good touch here. Killer Cod looking for one off the back wall. Will not be able to find it. It's going to be up to the Eastern Michigan State team here. Or I said state, I added one. Eastern Michigan team to get the ball out of their own corner. The Eagles trying to fly high. Unfortunately getting squeezed back in the back line. But Kachow, one touch, looking for another. Ball ends up in the mid, but it's still an opportunity here. K Squiggly looking for one, has a chance. Just a slow play from the corner. Plenty of possession in an open net. Lends them goal number 1.
Eastern Michigan Eagles on the board here in game 1 as K Squiggly gets all the way around to the last defender. Going to bury that one in 35 seconds down for goal 1.
It's crazy. We've opened up. First minute, we got 2 goals scored. It's not something we saw in the first series now, is it, Nation?
Not at all. I mean, again, it took a minute for Drexel to get started game 1 or before they came back and lost in overtime, and then Michigan State had a couple of quiet moments, but back to action here. Kachow gonna eye a double. It's no good and wide. Western Kentucky will hold at 1 apiece.
That was a nice shot. Good angle as well. No person in the mid. Hang on, I'm crazy. Kachow finds themselves a goal off a quick turn in Eastern Michigan. Putting up another. They take the lead by 1.
Kachow gonna find the first, and I get Kachow by the dang goal explosion. Jordan's giving me nightmares from that the other night, but 3:59 to go. Jordan's been not, you'd be livid in this series. That's gonna be off the kickoff. Prox has a third.
And in my mind, they should all just rock the Kachow goal explosion. You know what I'm saying? Just shout out to the team member. Everybody should have it, so that way we can really, really punish Dronas for what it is. You know what I mean?
I might rage off the series.
He might rage off the series.
I had the dang Kachow goal explosion, but 1 minute gone here in game number 1. And a chance for Western Kentucky is an own goal. Killer Cod that gets the second.
That's a tough goal. That's a tough goal right there. Obviously out of the corner. DPK finds Killer Cod. And it's a good place to be, but Prox could not put the ball back into the corner the way they wanted to. Unfortunately, lent a hand over to the Hilltoppers, giving them a second goal, closing that gap from 2-1. Western Kentucky has got to find similar offense that they found early off with DPK. I feel like that'll lend them a lot of possession and momentum through this series. But Eastern Michigan is looking pretty solid here on that defensive side and is not allowing them a chance to get a good look at the net.
3:30 to go. Killer caught off the corner. No double there. And Kachow will find Case Squilly. It's penetrated by DPK. The clear set up for Western Kentucky to continue. There's just very opportunities here for Taquito, but again, the clear will come through the other way. And Michigan, nothing there on the offensive front.
Tough goal could be happening. Oh, Big Cat saves it right at the goal line, but no boost lending to the help of Hilltoppers as they try their best to move the ball out of threatening territory. It's going to be a lot harder than it looks. Big Cat does get a chance to probably push this away, but is challenged by Prox. Out of the corner one more time. Killer Cod. Nice little chain dash to get to the ball, but the ball goes nowhere after the clear. Kachow. Good touchdown, but Prox cannot attack the Hilltoppers. Still stave off this offense, unfortunately, for the Eastern Michigan side.
2.5 to go. Big Cat to midfield, taken away by Kachow. Western Kentucky still fighting within one. This car design is hideous, by the way, for DPK, but outside behind us here, Taquito. What are your thoughts in the first 2.5 minutes?
Why we ain't no DPK, man?
One of the most hideous designs I've ever seen casting CCS.
Come on, brother. It's Big Tex. Nothing's hideous about Big Tex.
No, the wheels. The wheels don't go with that car at all. 2 minutes
Okay,
to go here. 2-minute warning in game one, and that's just a hideous design. But back to action. Eastern Michigan up by 1 as Western Kentucky trailing, trying to find their way through to equalize game number 1 here.
Again, you gotta talk about that the time is a big factor. I mean, you got a minute 45 on the clock ringing up. They have an opportunity. Killer caught out of the corner. Hang on, what? Run this back one more time. Just sliced it through 2 people?
Prox completely missed.
Okay. That's fair. You know what? All right, give it to him. Big Tex got the hat on, got the goal explosion. Hilltoppers here to make a point. But the Eagles started this game off with tons of possession, tons of offensive looks. I do feel like they're the team that you want to be afraid of here in this moment. Oh my, a massive miss on an open goal opportunity there for Eastern Michigan.
1:30 to play here in game number 1. Eastern Michigan all but level now with Western Kentucky after a late surge. Eastern Michigan, though, here might have a chance to strike quickly off the post and wide. A rebound won't go either. The save is made by DPK. Western Kentucky will hold the line. 70 ticks to go in game 1.
Oh, man. Awkward defense in the mid there. Good challenge. Sends the ball in a nice open space in the corner. Collected by Kachow. DPK not in the best of positions to race away on that one. That could have been an own goal opportunity, but Case Squigley going to try to possess this over to the Hilltopper side. Does so well, but no counterattack. Seems to be online for the time being. Big Cat denying that chance as well. Demo is good. DPK sets up the Hilltoppers for an opportunity, and they will get the go-ahead goal, taking the lead at 39 seconds here in game 1.
Western Kentucky, a late surge, leads to more success down the stretch. A 1-goal lead opens, just 39 seconds left for Eastern Michigan. Strike.
Man, oh man. When games get like this, when everything is down to the wire, a lot of pressure, a lot of finicky offensive choices seem to start happening. Big Cat does get a chance to put the ball on top of the car, is not able to turn it into a flick. Prox does lose possession as well. Kachow is going to play this for the corner. Look for the teammate. There's Case Quigley. The touch is good, but the defense from Killer Cod is even better. The Eagles still in the offensive side, looking for one. Kachow trying to find the teammate, DPK, to play off the back wall. Counterattack is pitched that way, and Prox is unable to put down any defensive touch, and that will be a 2-goal lead and most likely the win in game number 1.
6 seconds, so barring a miracle, Western Kentucky will have at least the first one here to Keto, but again, 6 seconds, a lot of time for at least one. Maybe you leave a second or two on for the last one, but we'll see here off the kickoff, and it does go the way of Western Kentucky, so it's going to be game over for game number 1. Eastern Michigan will trail after game 1.
Tough. They looked so good early on. They looked so good early on in game 1, but that's why we have 5 of these games. We have 4 other chances, if you're an Eagles fan, to get another win as we move into game number 2. 5-3 is scoreline. Obviously, the late surge there for the Hilltoppers. making the scoreline look a little worse for wear, I guess is what I'll say. But I do believe that Eastern Michigan has in them, continuing that offense they started off at the beginning of game one.
Correct. Series alone. I mean, Eastern Michigan. I don't remember exactly how they did last season. I honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know. Same goes for Western Kentucky. Neither of these two all that close to making a chance of a tournament run, but I mean, Western Kentucky, something's got to give. Michigan, at least in this.
Yes. You got to put something together. You got to be able to make that offense look a lot better than it did going into the end of the game. It looks like they put everything they had early on in game number one there. So I would like to see a big turnaround. Okay, we're all just playing musical chairs, it looks like, maybe. I'm not sure.
Lost somebody.
We lost someone. Everyone's back. Kickoff for game number 2 starting very shortly here. What's the biggest fix, in your opinion, for the Eagles so far? I believe that we both kind of agreed that it's their offense that kind of needs to tighten up when they get those opportunities. But what seems to be something else they could probably change up?
Efficiency on defense. I mean, they gave up 6 goals. You can't have that if you're going to win a game here. But Eastern Michigan, I mean, the offense has got to come alive again, and the defense can't allow 6 goals a game to happen for Western Kentucky if they're going to like their chances of winning a series like this. But as the season goes on, their schedule only gets tougher and tougher. They still got to play Akron and Ball State later on, too, in the year. So a lot of big games coming up for Eastern Michigan. Western Kentucky also, who have to deal with Florida International and Middle Tennessee State, who dominate CUSA as well. So both these two teams have some issues to worry about at a later date.
That is true. That conference is stout for both of these teams. My gosh. I didn't realize it was that bad. One team's got Florida International, the other one's got Akron. My Lord. That is a tough go. That's a tough draw. So a win here just boosts the confidence, truly. And I mean, at this point, it's got to boost some more confidence. A minute in, no goals scored on either side. That's got to do something for you. Oh, my. Case Quigley narrowly defending the Eagles' net there, even though it will be returned from the Hilltoppers as they try to mount their own offense.
3:40 to go here. All complete whip from everybody in the lobby on that last ball. Minute 30 to go gone. What do you like 6.5 minutes through this game if you're Western Kentucky, Taquito? You got a game win under your belt. Game 2, you started off strong with the offense, still held to just nothing, but you got a lot of pressure built.
I think Western Kentucky has had plenty of good looks so far. They haven't been able to actually strike and put them together, but that defense from Eastern Michigan seems a little flimsy. Not too much so. The defense on the side of Western Kentucky looked incredibly flimsy in that moment. The Eagles weren't able to put it home. Chance here if they get a touch from Kachow. Couldn't do so. Opt for the demo instead. Pass out to Case Quigley, and there it is. They broke it down. Eagles take a game, or goal number 1, excuse me.
2 minutes in, Eastern Michigan on the first of game 2. Case Quigley gets it started again for the Eagles, and he got things started last game as well for Eastern Michigan, so they do get their first one back from the captain, Case Quigley.
Demo on kickoff leaves it wide open and no one champing at the bit to try to actually get one. My Lord have mercy. The mustard on that shot off the back wall. Killer Cod making a statement with Western Kentucky.
Hilltoppers back to equilibrium here, 2:55 to play in game number 2 in Western Kentucky. Everybody applies things and give themselves a fighting chance in the second half here, just under 3 to play.
Case Quigley, good possession off the side wall, leaves it for Kachow. Unfortunately, the shot not going to be on target there, but an opportunity to go again. Prox, good idea to turn away. Play the shadow defense out to, oh my, DPK. Underneath the crossbar, top bins for goal 2.
Halftime in game 2, Western Kentucky will find a second. The Hilltoppers strike again. That's a 2-0 run for Western Kentucky. And now for East Michigan, things have fallen south again to start the second half of the game, where you can't have that situation happen. Series here in Case Quigley trying to fire, but it's no good. The clear will go through for the Western Kentucky defense.
Kachow as well, low boost, still keeping the offense alive. DPK to clear. Case Quigley is going to return this one. Maybe a double out of the corner. We do see it. The tight angle is going to be no good. Good defense by the Hilltoppers. Eagles still a chance to reset. Kachow, what are we jumping for there, big dog? That was an early jump, but I don't understand why we were floating that way.
Minute warning. Game 2, Eastern Michigan. Still fighting hard here. Taquito just trying to trade opportunities down the stretch as Case Squiggly want this one up the left wall. Demonstrate midfield. Give and go for Proc. Slip reset. Gets back to it. Off target. Killer Cod will snap that one away.
Yeah, it's good defense off the back wall there for Hilltoppers, but the offense here for the Eagles still alive. Prox didn't jump early enough to get a good look at the shot, but is bumping Big Cat completely out of the way, trying to dribble them. Kachow with the challenge. Killer Cod is the better on that one. And K Squiggly popping back in to keep that offense alive. Unfortunately, could not find it. Prox as well shoots, and there you go. The Eagles have finally put together offense good enough to put one through. They've tied it up with about 80 seconds left here in game number 2.
Minute 20 to go in Eastern Michigan. On the equalizer now, just under a minute and a half to play. Both these teams have now seen a couple of late chances go their way down the stretch of this series, where Western Kentucky scored a 39 to play last game, and minute 20 to go here. Eastern Michigan able to equalize. Now it's anyone's game to win in game 2.
Not when you're double committing like that on offense. I know you just saw that little moment there where both players turned to commit, and now we've still got the ball in the Hilltopper half, and I'm confused at what we're seeing here. They're scrambling to play defense on the side of Western Kentucky. That's a good aerial demo. Case Quigley is going to keep this alive, or try to at least. Big clear from Killer Cod. Kachow trying to keep this ball central as best as possible. Big whip from DPK. Case Quigley can't touch that one as well. Prox out to the center, and nobody there for the pass reception. And now they're going to go again. The Hilltoppers looking for one more chance. Big whips. Case Quigley and Prox need to try to move the ball out.
That's a Big Cat to finish, not there. But a couple of great looks down the stretch, but everything goes wide up for the Hilltopper offense. Now Eastern Michigan going to have the last possession here to close regulation before we see overtime in the game 2. Western Kentucky might have one more look here, pending the clock at 7 to play and counting. Eastern Michigan going to just run this clock out with a couple of booms across the field. Taquito, we are headed to overtime.
Oh, man. I was going to tell you to eat your words. That shot was teed up perfectly for a big laser towards the net. Unfortunately, couldn't be found from the Eagles. Eastern Michigan, though, off kickoff. Case Squigley gets denied on the flip reset. Kachow now a look towards the net, opts to the back wall, loses the boost, though, and Big Cat tries to touch down. Prox is going to get bumped, not demoed, I'm surprised, with Killer Cod approaching down the pitch into the Eagles defense. Case Squigley denying that at least look for now. Good touch from Big Cat, but the bump on DPK might throw a little things off on the approach.
33 seconds to go in game, and I guess so far on the clock of overtime. In game number 2, and Case Squigley launch out to Prox. Nothing there over the Eagle offense. Western Kentucky will clear the pressure for now. The first minute is come and gone. I mean, for 6 minutes through this thing, Taquito, in game 2, what's changed?
I do think that everybody is scrambling a lot more often. There's a lot of panic options that we have seen here in this game too, and I don't think it bodes very well for either team. I think that panicking in this moment, that's a great touch. Prox not up quick enough. That'd have been an insane 3-member play there from the side of Eastern Michigan. But I think they're all kind of panicking. They're all very flimsy with their offense and defense. But that, oh my, again, another shot goes by the wayside because nobody's quick to pull the trigger on the jump.
30 on the clock. Killer Cod 1-on-1. Low flick there. Goes wide. Back towards a teammate. Nothing as well. Kachow will launch the clear forward. 100 seconds off the clock so far. Both teams still fighting in midfield for pressure. Big Cat launching one more time on target. It's going to be just wide right. As Kachow will start to clear. Western Kentucky, another attempt there. Goes wide. Clear for Kachow is countered. Rebound for Squigley. Back to Prox. The give and go is no good.
That is the second team play back to back for the side of Eastern Michigan that just doesn't seem to find its mark. And I mean, of course, it's not tough because you know you're building good pressure, but it's got to be harsh on the mental thinking that you aren't able to put it home.
And it on. This point in the game, Kachal gonna find the game winner.
You know the phrase, my friend, third time's a charm.
That it is. 219 wins it for Eastern Michigan. We got a level game 1-1.
Woo! My oh my. We saw the plays. They were developing. We saw that first team setup was insane. Unfortunately, didn't have the power to nail the shot. The second one, a little bit weaker, I'll admit, but it was still good nonetheless. But that third one was exactly what the Eagles needed to punch home game number 2 there against Western Kentucky. We've got 2 series so far that have now gone to game 3 tied at 1-1. I like this trend we're on.
It's all for the content. I mean, a couple of these series are going to be close down the stretch, and you got to be ready to go. I said earlier, Western Kentucky, I was going to pick them to win in 4 or 5, so I knew at some point Eastern Michigan would step up and grab a win, and that they have here in game 2.
100% on the side of whoever gets the impressive offensive pressure. I think that's who's going to take the entire swing totally in this series. And right now we're seeing it put together very well from Eastern Michigan. Western Kentucky, I think you might want to steal a little bit of plays from the Eagles playbook. You're going to want to up the ante on your team play side because that's exactly what they're doing.
Absolutely. I mean, I think in this series, Michigan, clear underdog after the first 10 minutes, in my eyes. And Western Kentucky are playing better. They're seeing a little bit scrambling, which is leading to some mismatches and on the paint for Eastern Michigan. That's going to almost lead to a goal here. Rebound attempt there, late to the challenge. No good. Fifth Carter wants to clear forward. Western Kentucky now back across Great territory.
Big opportunity as well for the Hilltoppers here to start us off early enough. It will be a nice change of pace for them. I think, like I said, the biggest difference we saw in that. Oh, that was almost a good doink right there from Case Quigley. Big thing that we saw from both squads was just flimsy defense. And if somebody tightens up on that, oh my, Kachal almost put that one home. Luckily for Western Kentucky, they miss high. If they're able to tighten up on that defense and their offensive team plays, they will be able to do that exactly. DPK and Big Tex, goal number 1.
Hilltoppers going to strike first, their first time on the first goal of the night. 4:11 to play. They've got the first blood. Game 3.
Is that their first time to score first? No way.
Quickly scored the opening goal in both games 1 and 2. So that is.
Oh man, I am surprised by that little reverse goal here. Oh, Prox almost got the mix up. Was able to stave that off. Kachow from the corner. Good send down the pitch. Big Cat is going to turn early. We'll take an easy save. But Kachow, real refill on boost. Pass out. Denied by DPK. Maybe that's exactly what they needed to do, right? Maybe they needed to shut off the team plays because it develops easy transitional opportunities. 2-0 to the side of Hilltoppers.
3:43 left, and Big Cat find a second. Game 3, just 117 gone. Western Kentucky, have they gotten things figured out?
I don't know if I can say yes yet, buddy. I don't know if I can say yes to that. Off the touch right there, Prox could not get the shot down. That's something that I want to see a little more from Prox. Maybe jump up just a tad earlier. Maybe hit that quick jump or that quick aerial. Just a little bit faster, my guy. You're close. You're very close to making these team plays happen, and they look spectacular. The setup is wonderful, but unfortunately, you haven't been able to put it home just yet.
15 to go, TPK. Trying to start something here. Kachow fires, no good. The putback will go for 1. 3:10 to play. The Eagles on the board.
Kachow. Okay.
Little interesting, but Michigan do find their first. That goal explosion is hideous, just like DPK's car. But Kachow off the kickoff here takes this one high, going for a double attempt. Couldn't get back to it after the bump. Western Kentucky will hold.
I hope that they're able to hold this one off as well as they have in this game so far. Western Kentucky have stepped up on both sides of the pitch, in my opinion. I still am upset we're calling DPK's entire setup here hideous, but I get it. We all have a little bit of a elitist taste on the broadcast, apparently. Western Kentucky in the offensive half for Eastern Michigan. Gonna try to put one down. Touch, double, not lined up. Big Cat also turning around. The one with boost. Leaves it over to Killer Cod, but a light touch over the defense puts the Hilltoppers up by 2.
2:25 to go, and Killer Cod to find the third game number 3 for Western Kentucky. 2:25 left, and is a 2-goal ball game again for the Hilltoppers.
Now, as I said, whoever finds that extra push on offense is a team that probably ends up taking this series. So far, do you feel like Western Kentucky is probably in full control currently?
I'd say so. I 100% agree that full locks. I think if you think against them, you're crazy. After the first 12 minutes of this thing, where Eastern Michigan hasn't really created a lot of opportunities that we've seen so far tonight. It's been a lot of Western Kentucky defensive slips that have set up Eastern Michigan. That's a double commit. It's going to open the net for Kachow. That one also denied in the goal line. Eastern Michigan's offense, they don't have a lot of opportunities naturally. If you can't create themselves, your chances naturally, then you're in for a long night. And Western Kentucky proving that here.
They absolutely are. Kachow, nice stretch to the goal line there to make that save. I do think as well, it's quality. You got to put some quality shots on, and unfortunately, that's something we have yet to see in this specific game from Eastern Michigan as DPK puts one over the head of the defense to go up by 3. That should be, if I'm not mistaken here. Oh, no, I would have been mistaken. I thought it was a hat trick, but it's just 2.
126 left for the hat trick to come through for DPK, but 126 is all that's left for Eastern Michigan to claw back but down by 3. We'll see if the Eagles can do something here magically, but not look like that might be true. Maybe one here for the road. No rebound in time. Western Kentucky will fend that off with ease.
And that's the meat of the statement right there, with ease. And that hasn't felt like the Western Kentucky squad that we've seen, at least in the second game of this series. Again, flimsy defense, but they have absolutely stepped it up. Able to stave that one off. Case Quigley back out to the center. Kachow looking to pass back down. DPK to deny. Prox is going to challenge here. It is successful, but they're moving a little too quick around the horn to try to find a teammate. Doesn't set up Eastern Michigan too well. Pass out to the center is going to be just simply denied. Oh, no. That's tough.
30 seconds to go in opening break. That's an own goal.
Shot.
4-2. 27 seconds to go.
Before it even went in. That's the own goal.
I mean, it was right on target. You could tell that was an own goal very fast.
That's so good. Well, buddy, shoot on the other net. That's what we got here from Nation. But 27 seconds left. Does look like Western Kentucky probably has what it takes to take this one on their side, putting them up in the series. This will be a 2-1 lead in this best of 5 here, unless Eastern Michigan finds themselves a goal in the next 10 seconds.
Nothing there, though, either. They got to go now for Eastern Michigan. You got to score, like, literally about within the next 5 seconds. That clear will do it. Western Kentucky. 2-1 up. We go on to game 4. Match point for the Hilltoppers.
My, oh my. Now, you posed the question after game 1. I'm going to pose this to you. Eastern Michigan. We've talked about the offense. We talked about their defense. In what way do they need? Is it just score the goals? Is that really all they need to do?
Well, when you have one guy with all your shots, I mean, it's hard to create efficiency for just one guy. And being consistent, it's difficult being just one person in the field. I think Eastern Michigan has to create natural offensive opportunities. We're seeing a lot of offensive opportunities for Eastern Michigan come because Western Kentucky's defense has been horrible at some points in time in this series. So I think if Western Kentucky really cleans their defense up, Eastern Michigan is going to have nothing to show offensively. And they kind of got a taste of that here. Western Kentucky's defense was actually pretty good in game 3. The first 2 games, the defense had a couple slip-ups and led to some high-scoring opportunities for Eastern Michigan.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself there. Absolutely true. I do think if we see some more of those team plays that they set up, we'll see a lot better. We'll see a lot better just display there from Eastern Michigan. I think that Western Kentucky did very well to shut every bit of that down, and they've been doing so well to amplify that just pressure and prowess on the offensive half. Diving there is not good. Kachow just needs to beat Killer Cod in the back. Does so with ease. And Eastern Michigan off to the start here in Game 4.
Another just defensive mistake. Western Kentucky, all three commit way upfield. The third man gets caught too far forward. An easy transition goal for the Eagles, 18 seconds in.
Off early goes the Eagles. Big takeoff here for them. After kind of the way the last two games have been, Prox is going to miss that. It's a drop down. Does not fall. Big Cat hits it just a little too early off the mark. Killer Cod is going to try to put this back central. Kachow, you got to be able to get these touches here. You got to be able to clear it out. Big Cat out to the center, and you got two. Looking at the dead center of the net. Killer Cod ain't going to miss that. Hilltoppers knot us up with 4:18 on the clock.
4:18, Western Kentucky quickly able to equalize things here in game number 4. Under a minute off the clock here. Western Kentucky now playing with match point in their pockets behind them. They're just trying to get through this series, not have to worry about a Game 5 situation later on where Eastern Michigan could end up winning this series if they can find a way to win here in Forest Champions Field for just one last time here tonight.
And I think they can. Again, I do think what we saw, the beginning of this game at least, very reminiscent of Game 1. And Eastern Kentucky had quite a bit of offense built up. Big Cat tries to go over the shoulder with that one. Will not be able to. The offense is yet to die, though. Ball still here in the Eagles' half. Good touch from K. Squigley. Has a chance to beat the defense, but couldn't get back to it quick enough. Killer Cod on the defensive block there. Over to Kachow. They get it away, but DPK approaching. Try to push the offense home. Can't do so well. This should be awkward for the Hilltoppers, but the defensive block there for Big Cat good.
20 to play. Here in game number 4, both teams locked up at 1 apiece here. Taquito and Western Kentucky trying to put the nail in the coffin on the series here, but Eastern Michigan trying to fight back and force game 5 as Big Cat will find deep PK in the backfield, front side demo, open look for Killer Cod. The give and go is good for 2.
And that's just it. Selfless play, too. I think that's something we haven't commented on yet. Selfless play from the side of Western Kentucky. They're able to put these together and just knock home easy opportunities for the team. Obviously, the net's wide open there, a little bit off to the side. You want to be able to find a teammate who's going to go, yeah, just hand it on over, buddy. I got this. Don't worry about it. Cleanup is good. Western Kentucky start again off this kickoff in the side of possession of offense. Killer Cod to the back wall will be denied, but Kate Squigley only puts it as far as the other two team members for the Hilltoppers.
Back going to go high, plenty of boost. Backfield for Killer Cod. Kachow launch this one wide. Back for Killer Cod here, halftime. In game 4 will fall for the Hilltoppers. The first half pretty solid for both sides. Just 3 goals allowed, both sides of the field here, Taquito. But what's got to change in the second half of your Eastern Michigan?
Quality. Just shot quality, man. It's got to change here and now. That's a great challenge. DPK can go, but won't be able to beat Prox. They've got to put on incredibly quality looks. Big Cat will try to get past K. Squigley. Doesn't do so with ease. They're going to turn off this one on the side of Hilltoppers. A little bit of a retreat, but that clear down towards the net is just testing. It's a pot shot. You got to put some heat on it if you want to put that one home.
Moving and warning. Game number 4 is Eastern Michigan still trying to get themselves back in this series and force a game 5 with a chance to win. A big demo over the front side. At least Big had an opportunity. That one will fall wide. 106 to go. Eastern Michigan trailing back downfield here. Is again the ball game. Just one singular score different here for Western Kentucky and Eastern Michigan. But the offense doesn't feel like it's connected much for EMU. They've had a couple of 1-2 plays of thirds, never at the right place at the right time. It feels like with 80 seconds to play here, Eastern Michigan, the defense a little bit clobbered.
Big whiff right there for Western Kentucky. Good bump as well. Case Squigley, you got to get a touch on it now. Good demo. Clear up for the Eagles. Approaching is Case Quigley. Put the ball down. Good catch. Somebody's got to put a little bit of patience on that play. You had the opportunity to shoot it home, and now you're almost getting countered, but the Eagles are able to keep it out. Less than a minute left here in game number 4, and it's still looking hairy for the Eagles.
That it is. 45 to go here. Eastern Michigan back towards the corner. Case Quigley back for Killer Cod. Under 30 now to play nearly. This series, I mean, I feel like Western Kentucky kind of dominated on both fronts of the series, and offensively and defensively they had their way. In Eastern Michigan, they've had a couple of great shots, but it feels like they just never can put it together when it matters most in these late game situations where you're within 1 or 2 goals and you can't score that one off the bar and down, and nothing goes for the Eagles.
That's tough. They got to be able to put one home here. Prox, you're going to have to turn, but Big Cat puts it out to a teammate. Killer Cod back to the net. This is the final opportunity for the Eagles, and Prox, not a good touch. DPK sending that one home. It's going to be in the corner. They're going to try to 0-second drill this. That might be the end. No, out of the corner we go one more time. Big Cat, DPK, off the side. Good doink. Allows the Eagles one more chance, but there is no boost for EMU to do anything with, and with that, there it is. That's the Series 2. Back-to-back, go to Game 4 and end with the winner. Western Kentucky, this one's side.
And the Hilltoppers get it done in the game number 4, Taquito, and we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, Old Dominion takes on Houston.